Welcome to our channel Exam 360 Coimbatore. So today's editorial analysis is about for more than a waiver. So what is the topic about? So for more than a waiver. So what does that waiver means there? Waiver means the act of intentionally withdrawing a knowing right. ஸோ தெரிஞ்சிட்டே ஒரு விஷயத்துலேருந்து விலகி இருக்கிறது, தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் வேவரிங். சரிங்களா, ஒரு ஸ்டேபிள் இல்லாத ஒரு கண்டிஷன். ஸோ த்ரெட் இஸ் சம்திங் டேஞ்சர், அபாயம் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் த்ரெட்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆஃப் சாங்ஷன்ஸ் அண்டர்மைன்ஸ் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா யூஎஸ் குளோபல் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் பார்ட்னர்ஷிப். சாங்ஷன்னா என்னென்னா சம்திங் புட் இன் டு யூஸ், இட்ஸ் அ ஃபார்மல் டிகிரி. சாங்ஷன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னா ஃபார்மலாக அதை ரிலீஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, கொடுத்துட்டாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தான். வாட் இஸ் அண்டர்மைனிங்? Undermining is weakening. Okay, the announcement by Russia that supplies of the S-400 Triumph system. So this Triumph system in the S-400 Triumph இது எல்லாமே it's about a missile. It's about a missile system to India, which have already been has set the stage for Russian president. So what is setting the stage? When do you set the stage? When something is ready, right? Setting the stage means to get ready for the Russian president Vladimir Putin's visit in early December. It has also thrown down the gauntlet. So this is an idiom. What is throwing down the gauntlet known as? It's an idiom which means it's like throwing a challenge. It's throwing down a challenge to the US that threatened is பயமுறுத்துறது. சரிங்களா, sanctions against India. The deal for the air defense system was signed in 2018 during Mr. Putin's visit. Then will be here. It's now, since it indirect speech ngati இப்படி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, then கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, it's actually now. In 2017, the US has passed its countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act CAATSA that provided for economic and travel sanctions against countries and officials that transacted significant is important military and intelligence contracts with Russia, North Korea and Iran. So this is talking about the transaction and the sanctioning that happened between that missile. அதுக்காக இந்தியா மித்த கண்ட்ரிஸ் பற்றி இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணி சொல்கிறாங்க. So the Modi government has justifiably. What is justifiably? When do you justify something? When you want to tell them that it's true, you justify something. So justifiably அப்படின்னா ப்ரூவ் பண்ண விதமாக அந்த மாதிரி வரும். Paid little heed. So paid little heed will be paying a little attention. Heed is attention to US warnings that the sanctions slapped on China. Slapped is which is forced. சரிங்களா, forced in China and to NATO partner Turkey for buying the S-400 could also be used against India. So in contrast to its cave-in on. So what is this cave-in? Cave-in is collapse. When you tell the missile caved in when it was detaching from the original place, it means the missile collapsed. Okay. On similar US threats over the purchase of Iranian oil in 2019, government officials have asserted that the deal has confirmed. The deal is an essential part. Essential is very important part of India's defenses at a time of challenges on its eastern and western frontiers. Frontiers will be the borders. In order to protect advance payments for the S-400 from US strictures, India and Russia conducted their transfers through a rupee-ruble system. So US strictures அப்படின்னா Its stricture is restriction. தடைகள் தான் வந்து strictureனு சொல்றாங்க. Restriction. Conducted their transfers through rupee ruble system, with the first parts of the system now delivered and the first squadron delivery. So what is squadron? Squadron is a operational unit in the air force. சரிங்களா? Likely to be completed by December end. The die is cast. It means it's registered. The US has a choice not to allow the S-400 delivery to turn into a showdown with India. So what is a showdown? Showdown is the confrontation to settle disputes. So what is confronting somebody? When do you confront somebody? It means நேருக்கு நேரா சந்திக்கிறதா வந்து confronting னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So what is disputes? Disputesனா fight. So it's a confrontation to settle disputes அப்படின்னா பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்க்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு இடம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. US President Joe Biden has been authorized by the Congress to waive sanctions if the waiver is found to be an American vital national security interest. So vital is important. So sports plays a major role அப்படின்னு சொல்றதுக்கு பதிலா they'll tell sports plays a vital role in our children life அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? It means vital is very important. It's a necessity அந்த மாதிரி. Or that India would reduce its future dependence on Russian weaponry. So weaponry na all the weapons that they are purchasing. While it is unlikely India would give assurance na vaku on the latter is Russia. It is easy to argue, as many US Congress representatives have done in the proposed amendment to CAA-TSA. Amendment is the changes, okay, that India is a prized US partner of the Quad. So what is a Quad? We already discussed this in the border problem of signing that AUKUS. So Quad abdina, which consists of 4 countries, the Indo-Pacific, and then countering China. Sanctions will cause a rift abdina வந்து it's a split, பிளவு. சரிங்களா? In India, US ties and could spur India towards Russia. Spurring, it's boosting, it's encouraging, it's increasing the way of India towards Russia. Above all, the US must recognize that it's unilateral sanctions. So when do you call some action is unilateral? When all the decisions and the effects and the causes are handled by a single country, that will be unilateral. When it comes to the multilateral, here it is about all the countries that are involved in there, so which are not UN endorsed. So what is endorsed? Endorsed வந்துட்டு ஒப்புக்கொள்ளுதல், அதுதான் endorsed. Declaring something to be okay, அதுதான் வந்து endorsed னு சொல்லுவாங்க. The subjective and the whimsical is a playful manner in which these sanctions were used, withdrawn and then reimposed. So imposing அப்படின்னா ஒரு விஷயத்தை இம்போஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னா, ரூல்ஸ் வந்து அந்த இடத்துல வைக்கிறாங்க, ஃபோர்ஸபிளா தான் வைக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ ரீஇம்போசிங்னா அதே விஷயத்தை திருப்பியும் ஃபோர்ஸபிளா வைக்கும் போது you tell it as reimposed. Against Iran, for example, do not inspire confidence in them. For India, acceding to such sanctions amount to becoming a party to a bilateral dispute. So what is acceding? It's agreeing. Bilateral, which is about 2 countries. Unilateral na ஒரு country, bilateral na 2 country. So இப்படி ஒரு country 2 country ன்னு சொல்லும்போது decision making ல இருந்து decision taking வரைக்கும் all the consequences is faced by only single or 2 countries. And the challenges the nation's principle of sovereignty and strategic autonomy. Autonomy we already know, it's self-governance. Sovereignty, it's supreme power. Rather than trying to reason with the US for an exceptional, we saw it in yesterday's editorial, exceptional is exclusive, okay, waiver to its domestic law, New Delhi must make it clear to Washington that the law should be abandoned. What is abandoning? The mother abandoned the child because he was crying a lot, which means leaving. Abandoning is leaving, as it negates the very rules based international order. Negates is as it is not considering much. தள்ளி வைக்கிறது சரிங்களா. That is the foundation of the India US global strategic partnership. So that marks the end of our editorial. So thank you so much for listening. So the editorial vocabulary for this session will be there in our Telegram group, Exam 360 Coimbatore. You can just check it out. So thank you for watching.